Welcome to 7th grade math. Get ready for the lesson. Sports. The Kent City football team made one 6-point touchdown and 4 3-point field goals in its last game. Megan and Dexter each used an expression to find the total number of points the team scored. So Megan, 6 plus 4 times 3 equals 6 plus 12 equals 18. So Megan multiplied 4 times 3 before she added the 6. Dexter, doing the same thing, 6 plus 4 times 3. Dexter added the 6 and the 4 first, then multiplied it times 3, and he got 30. What's the difference between their calculations? Megan multiplies 4 by 3 and then added 6. Dexter added 6 plus 4 and then multiplied the result by 3. Whose calculations are correct? Megan. Make a conjecture about what should be the first step in simplifying 6 plus 4 times 3. Multiply 4 times 3. And we know why in mathematics because of PEMDAS, right? So parentheses first, exponent second, multiplication and division third, and then addition and subtraction last. Numerical expression. Combination of numbers and operations like 3 times 2 plus 4 times 4. Order of operations. Tells you which operation to perform first so that everyone finds the same value for an expression. So I mentioned on the last slide PEMDAS. We did that last year, but here's a refresher. P is for parentheses, and simplify the expressions inside symbols like parentheses first. E is for exponents, like 10 squared. And we find the value of all exponents or powers second. Multiplication and division. Now we say PEMDAS with M before D, but those are interchangeable in doing the actual evaluating the expressions. Multiplication and division. Multiply and divide in order from left to right. So if there's a division sign first, reading from left to right, you do division before multiplication. And then the same holds true for addition and subtraction. Add and subtract in order from left to right. They're on the same level, so if you come across a subtraction sign before an addition sign, you do that first. Examples, use order of operations. 1, evaluate 5 plus parentheses 12 minus 3, close parentheses. Subtract first since 12 minus 3 is in parentheses, so 5 plus 9. Add 5 plus 9, and you get 14. Evaluate 8 minus 3 times 2 plus 7. Multiply 3 times 2, and you get 8 minus 6 plus 7. Subtract 6 from 8 since it comes first, left to right. So you have 2 plus 7, and then add 2 and 7, and you get 9. Check your progress. Evaluate 39 divided by parentheses 9 plus 4. Add first since 9 plus 4 is in parentheses. 39 divided by 13. Then divide 39 by 13, and you get 3. Evaluate 10 plus 8 divided by 2 minus 6. So we're going to divide 8 by 2 because multiplication comes before addition and subtraction. 10 plus 4 minus 6. Add 10 and 4 since it comes first, left to right. 14 minus 6. Subtract 6 from 14. You get 8. Scaffolding questions. 5 plus 3 times 4. What is the answer if you add and then multiply? So 5 plus 3 is 8 times 4 is 32. What is the answer if you multiply and then add? Well, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 5 is 17. Which answer is correct? 5 plus 12, 17. How do you know? According to the order of operations, you must multiply before you add. Remember, PEMDAS, there's no parentheses in 5 plus 3 times 4. There's no exponents. but there is multiplication, and we know multiplication and division come before addition and subtraction. So we're going to do the multiplication first, and then we'll do the addition. Okay, example, use order of operations. Evaluate 5 times 3 squared times or minus 7. So we need to find the value of 3 squared because PEMDAS, we're looking for parentheses first. There are none. Exponents second. There is an exponent. It's 3 squared. So 3 times 3 is 9. So now we have 5 times 9 minus 7. Now we're going to multiply 5 times 9 because multiplication and division come after exponents. So 5 times 9 is 45 minus 7. And now we're going to subtract 7 from 45. We get 38. Check your understanding. Use order of operations. Evaluate 3 times 10 to the 4th. Find the value of 10 to the 4th. We're using PEMDAS. There's no parentheses. Next is exponents, and there is an exponent, 10 to the 4th. So 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 1,000, times 10 is 10,000. So next we're going to do the multiplication. It's the only thing left, but even if it wasn't, multiplication and division would be the next thing we're looking for. So we'll multiply 3 times 10,000, and we get 30,000. Parentheses, 5 minus 1, parentheses cubed, divided by 4. So PEMDAS, we need to solve for parentheses first before we do anything else. So we're going to subtract 1 from 5. And we're going to get 4 cubed divided by 4. Now we have to look, there aren't any more parentheses. Now exponents. So we do have an exponent, 4 cubed. So we're going to multiply 4 times itself 3 times. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64, and then divided by 4. We do the last operation, 64 divided by 4 equals 16. Order of operations. Sometimes it is necessary to evaluate powers before evaluating an expression inside grouping symbols. For example, when evaluating the expression 2 parentheses 4 cubed plus 5 parentheses, it is necessary to evaluate 4 cubed before evaluating the expression inside the parentheses. So I can't add 5 to 4 cubed, so I have to deal with the exponent first so that I can then add the values inside the parentheses. So in this case, I would solve for 4, or I would evaluate 4 cubed, which is 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64, plus 5 is 69, and then I would multiply that times 2. In addition to using the symbols X for times and the dot, multiplication can be indicated by using parentheses. For example, 2 parentheses 3 plus 5 parentheses means 2 times parentheses 3 plus 5 parentheses. And I just talked through that, the last problem on the previous slide, with the exponents inside the parentheses. So what that means is evaluate 14 plus 3 parentheses 7 minus 2 parentheses. So according to PEMDAS, we need to evaluate what's inside the parentheses first. So we're going to subtract 2 from 7, and we're going to end up with 14 plus 3 parentheses 5 parentheses. So that means you can really read that as 14 plus 3 times 5. Now, we end up with 14 plus 15, and then we end up with 29. Check your progress. Evaluate 20 minus 2, parentheses 4 minus 1, parentheses times 3. So PEMDAS, we're going to do parentheses first, so we're going to subtract 1 from 4. We get 20 minus 2, parentheses 3, parentheses times 3. I can also read that as 20 minus 2 times 3 times 3. Multiply 2 times 3 first, since it comes first left to right. And that has nothing to do with the fact that there's parentheses around 3. In PEMDAS, when we're talking about evaluate parentheses first, it's what's inside them. That 2 parentheses 3 is just a normal multiplication operation. So 20 minus 6 times 3 And then we're going to multiply 6 times 3. So 20 minus 18. And we subtract and get 2. Evaluate 6 plus 8 divided by 2 plus 2 parentheses 3 minus 1. Subtract 1 from 3 first since it's in parentheses, and that's the first step in PEMDAS. So 6 plus 8 divided by 2 plus 2 parentheses 2. Divide 8 by 2 since it comes first left to right, and that's what I'm talking about. That 2 parentheses 2 is just, the operation is just multiplication. That parentheses does not come before the division because it's not inside the parentheses. So 6 plus 4 plus 2 parentheses 2, or 6 plus 4 plus 2 times 2. So we still have another multiplication to do, and that's before the addition. So 6 plus 4 plus 4. And then add 6 and 4 since it comes first left to right. 10 plus 4. Then add 10 and 4, and we have 14. All right, real world example. Julian orders crepe paper, balloons, and favors for the school dance. What is the total cost? So over to the right, we have a table with the items, the quantities, and the unit cost. So we need to put this into an expression. And we're going to do that. Cost of 3 rolls of crepe paper, 3 times $2, plus cost of 4 boxes of balloons. That's 4 boxes times $5, plus cost of 2 boxes of favors, 2 boxes times 7. And now we're just going to rewrite it a little bit more compact so we can do some math. And PEMDAS, there's no parentheses, there's no exponents, but there are some multiplication that we have to take care of. So reading from left to right, we're going to do 3 times $2 first. We get 6 plus 4 times 5 plus 2 times 7. So we're going to do the next set of multiplication first, which is 4 times 5. And that's going to be 6 plus 20 plus 2 times 7. And now we'll do the final multiplication, which is 2 times 7. We end up with 6 plus 20 plus 14. Now we're going to add left to right. 6 plus 20 is 26 plus 14. And then we're going to add the 14 and get 40. Check your progress. Julian orders crepe paper, balloons, and favors for the school dance. What is the total cost? So look at the table to the right. It's different quantities of each item. So cost of 12 rolls of crepe paper is 12 times 2, plus cost of 3 boxes of balloons is 3 times 5, plus cost of 2 boxes of favors, 3 boxes of favors is 3 times 7. So we'll condense the expression so that we can do the math a little easier. PEMDAS, there's no parentheses, there's no exponents, there is multiplication, so we're going to do that. There's 3, we're going to do them in order from left to right. So 12 times 2 is 24 plus 3 times 5 plus 3 times 7. Multiply 3 times 5 since it comes first left to right. 24 plus 15 plus 3 times 7. And then the final multiplication is 3 times 7, and we end up with an expression with all addition in it. 24 plus 15 plus 21. Now we're going to add 24 and 15 and get 39 plus 21 equals 60. Right, additional examples. Evaluate 27 minus parentheses 18 plus 2. So PEMDAS, there are parentheses right off the bat. So we need to solve 18 plus 2, and that means 27 minus 20. Are there exponents? No. Multiplication and division? No. Addition and subtraction? Yep, subtraction. So it's the only one left, but it's not a bad idea to ask yourself that question every time you're doing a problem so that it becomes second nature to you. So the answer is 7. Evaluate 15 plus 5 times 3 minus 2. PEMDAS, there's no parentheses, there's no exponents, but there is multiplication, so we do multiplication and division before we do addition and subtraction. So we're going to multiply 5 times 3, and we're going to get 15 plus 15 minus 2. We'll add 15 and 15 since it comes first left to right, and addition and subtraction are equal. So 30 minus 2 equals 28. Evaluate 12 times 3 minus 2 squared. Okay, PEMDAS, there's no parentheses, but there is an exponent. So we're going to solve that first. 12 times 3 minus 4, because 2 times 2 is 4. Now, there is a multiplication, so we're going to do that first. So multiply 12 times 3, it's 36, minus 4. And now we have one thing left to do, which is subtract 4 from 36, and we get 32. Evaluate 28 divided by, parentheses, 3 minus 1, parentheses squared. So, PEMDAS, parentheses. We have to solve what's inside that parentheses before we can solve for the exponent. So, we're going to take 1 away from 3, and we get 28 divided by 2 squared. PEMDAS, we've solved parentheses. Now we have to look for exponents. So, the exponent, 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4, and now we have 28 divided by 4, and if we solve for that, we get 7. Additional examples, number 5, use the table shown from the previous examples. Julian is buying 1 box of favors, 1 box of balloons, and 3 rolls of crepe paper. What is the total cost? So this problem should look familiar, except that the quantities have changed. So cost of 3 rolls of crepe paper is 3 times $2, plus cost of 1 box of balloons is 1 times $5, plus cost of 1 box of favors is 1 times 7. So PEMDAS, there's no parentheses, there are no exponents, but there is multiplication, so we're going to do those first from left to right. 3 times $2 is $6, plus 1 times 5, plus 1 times 7. So next we're going to do 1 times 5 because it comes next from left to right, which leaves us with 6 plus 5 plus 1 times 7. Now we're going to do the final multiplication, and that's going to be 6 plus 5 plus 7. So then if we add 6 plus 5 is 11, plus $7, and then we're going to add $11 and $7, and we're going to get $18. Okay, here's your homework tonight. Please go to Google Classroom to submit it through the assignment. All right, have a great night. Thank you.